Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for January 17th. Okay, so let's take a look at the futures here right now. Uh, it's not midnight yet, so the next day hasn't started. We are coming back down into this prior support zone of the 2600 breakout area. I think today, since the SPY close a week and the futures are close a week, I think today, tomorrow, we're going to get a slight fade back down to the 259 area. And from there, we might be able to bounce. Maybe not even 259, maybe 259.1, 259.25, because that's the gap right here, as you can see. That's the next support area I want to look at. So what does that mean for the SPY? I mean, let's take a look at the SPY right here on the intraday. It did try. It tried really hard. Basically, this 262 is kind of like the 50 SMA on the daily chart. So let's bring that in. We rejected that 50 SMA. Because the SPY closed the week, I think we are actually getting a gap down tomorrow. And then from there, we could pop and drop. Probably looking for it to pop back up into the 260 and fail. And then probably have a pullback day. Back down to the 9 EMA would be fantastic. I don't know if it can come down that far. We'll just have to watch from there. Okay. As far as the tickers go, I do have a few tickers for you guys tonight. First up is AA Alcoa. They came out with earnings after hours. The earnings reaction is pretty flat, but we are seeing a kind of a fade off. And as you can see, Alcoa has been in the major rut. It's a super downtrend, right? For the past couple of years. Well, for the past year. So what I want to see tomorrow, because it is a flat, more of a flat guidance, I want to see a pop and drop or a gap down pop and drop. It really depends on what the SPY does tomorrow. This on the daily chart, this is a bearish engulfing candle, right? So if we are looking for a gap down, because you can see basically there are shorts piled in, it just sold off, right? We are looking for a gap down and a pop and drop. I'll be looking for the 29 area for it to reject again. This is a pretty key mark, key psychological whole number. As you can see today, this is where it sold off as well, right? So I think the big boys are here selling and hammering it. Okay, I'll give it a little bit of wiggle room, maybe up to the 25s. So 29 and the 29, 25s area. This is like the resistance area, in my opinion. Bearish engulfing candle. I do like it to snap the 9 EMA, bring it down, target 28 plus. Okay, maybe even 28, 2780s. Okay, that would be my short target, and that's AA. Next up, we have AMD. AMD, today it closed very weak. After hours is selling off a little bit. So basically, short sellers have not covered yet. You can tell on the intraday chart. I mean, there's a cover pop here, and then they hammered it back down. Cover pop here into the close. They hammered it back down. And no more pops after, right? So they are anticipating, like the overnight short sellers are anticipating a gap down or sell-off in the morning. So what I'm looking at is a gap down. If the SPY futures gap down, it will take the whole market with it, SPY and AMD with it. I'm looking for a gap down and then a cover pop from these short sellers, and I'll short it right back down. So the question is finding that cover pop. Where will it take us? And right now I'm looking at 1980s. Okay, as you can see, it's a prior support, now becomes resistance. Give it a little wiggle room, 1980, 1985. Okay, I might give it as high as 1990 right here. Okay, or a little higher even right there, because this was the last pop, right? So might look at that for short. Basically, it's kind of like the 50 SMA here at the 1980s. So back into the 50 SMA and then fail again. My target, to me, it looks like the stock wants to come down to the 19. So that's kind of like my plan on it. I'm looking for a pop and drop, right? Yeah, that's basically it. AMD. Facebook, kind of the same idea. As you can see, the stock closed pretty weak, and after hours, we are getting a sell-off. Today, I shorted it. Yeah, today I shorted it at at around the 148 area, I took it down for $1 as I see the 148 snap. The reason why I shorted is because I remember what happened on 148 yesterday. I saw it. I was watching the stock on 148, and 148 was prior massive support, right? It was right. It was this. As I saw it snap and it came back up and gave me a chance, I shorted it back down and I took it down to the 147 today. Now, 147 held multiple times today as a support. If we are gapping down, I want to see it gap down under 147. Okay. And then a cover pop and a drop. So if it gaps down, I'm looking for the 147 retest, which is today's key support, or give it a little wiggle room all the way up to 147.50. Okay. So the plan is to see it gap down, pop back up into this area, and short it. I still think it has more room to come down before the next pop. The 9 EMA still needs to catch up a little bit more. It might come as far down as, first of all, 146, and then maybe even 145.50. That way, the 9 EMA might be able to meet. It looks like it. Okay, and then from then we'll decide from there. But that's my thesis on Facebook tomorrow. NVDA. Same thesis, gap down, pop and drop. So basically tonight's theme, that's the thesis. It's a gap down, pop and drop. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see it gap down under the 149. Oh, we are under the 149. Okay, so anticipating for it to gap down a little bit more tomorrow. To me, it looks like the stock wants to pull back to the 9 EMA here at 145.25. Looking for a cover pop back up into 149. Just mark that off real quick, as well as 149.25. A very concise resistance zone, as you can see. And zoom out a little bit here. Let's draw that out. Okay. The reason why I picked 149.25, it's basically because of this day. You see this massive spike. It kind of held it down, okay, at the end of the day. So we are under it. This is a prior key support. As you can see, it held the stock once yesterday, and it tried to hold it again today. Unfortunately, it failed, and we are through with that support. Now becomes resistance. Target, got to be really careful about this 147. Okay, just because of this little prick right here. Okay, and then my target is 145, key psychological whole number, and we got to be careful of this right here. Okay, so that's my plan on NVDA. Finally, we have MU. Same thesis. The daily chart looks kind of like the same as NVDA and Facebook, right? We got a very weak close. Shorts haven't covered up yet. The SPY is about to gap down in the futures. It's looking very weak. I have a very definitive support resistance line here. Okay, if we are gapping down, I am looking for this 33.50s to 33.70s to hold it down, zooming a little, right? So 33.70s, which is today's first down, yesterday's first massive down spike. Yeah, yesterday's lows, right? Resistance zone, right? This here, the 33.60s area to the 33.50s area, it tried to hold it today for a long while and then eventually failed, right? If we are gapping down, I'll be looking at this 33.60s to 33.70s for rejection. And the target to bring it down to 33 plus a little bit more, maybe 32.70s. Test this horizontal line right here, right? Basically, the closing price of these 2 days of the new year. And from there, I mean, we might get a bonus down to 32. So we'll watch from there. Pop and drop once again. Yeah, that's it. That's my watch list for this evening. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Ciao.